It's not what I know that sets me apart from others, it's what I do.
I'm talking about employing your intelligence without the limitation of your intellect. The human existence is a phenomenal intelligence.
Why do people every day achieve 10 or 20 or 50,000 times more than we? If they can't have an IQ 10 or 20 or 30 times more than ours.
Want to be happy? Build a life, not just a business.
Living that believe in life. Out here living that believe in life. Every day we living that believe in life. Hustle like we living that believe in life. Living life, yeah, so we grinding it out. Every single day we be grinding it out. Hustle like we living that believe in life, oh. That believe in life, oh.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back: a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know you've got something more inside you. You've got Michael Jordan level genius at something. So today, let's live your best believed life and learn the 7 things that really only intelligent people do. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with thing number 1. Be a sustained thinker with John Maxwell.
Let me tell you what I know about genius. I've known a lot of very, very smart people, and they weren't highly successful because it's not what I know that sets me apart from others, it's what I do. And it's possible for me to know much more than you and be much smarter than you, but not be active on that, and so therefore not reap the benefits of it. In fact, one of the things I teach is that sustained thinking really beats smart thinking. When you think of smart thinking, you think of a genius, and they've done surveys where they'll put 10 people in a room, and they'll be thinking about one idea, and after an hour, they'll remove 5 from the room, and they leave a remaining 5, and the 5 that stay for the second hour always come up with a better idea than the people who left after the first hour. Why? I mean, the people were randomly selected, so they didn't take out the dumb ones and keep the smart ones. Here's what happens. Sustained thinking will always do better for you than smart thinking. Smart thinking is, oh, I got that. I think here's how you do it. And we say it, and we do it, and we leave. Sustained thinking says, no, there's still a better answer, and if I just give it a little bit more time, I'll get a better answer, and I'll be able to do better. So when I think of genius, I think, okay, first of all, I'm not one. And number 2, you don't have to be one to be highly successful at all. In fact, at my commencement address, the speaker said to all of us and all the parents and all the faculty, he basically said, you know, be good to your A students. They're going to go to graduate school. They're going to come back and teach in your school. And they said, you know, be really kind to your C students because they're going to leave here. They're not going to graduate school. They're going to go build a business, and they're going to come back and pay for your building someday. Well, that's probably a little gross exaggeration, but the point is this. If you're not a genius, don't worry about it. Just be a sustained thinker. That longevity of thinking will set you apart. And there'll be a day when you realize you don't have to be a genius. You just have to be committed to thinking for a good period of time.
Thing number 2, explore your talents with Dan Lok.
What are you good at? What are you naturally good at? What are your strengths? But school doesn't custom tailor their curriculum and teaching based on your strength, your personality, your passion, and your interest. That's the biggest problem. So that's why school is designed to create employees. It's designed to be almost like a assembly line, right? It's not designed for you to flourish, to fully exercise your talents or your creativity. So what I suggest all the young people, when I told the young gentleman, and I would be the same advice I would give you, is this: you could go to college, perfectly fine, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to learn, but beyond that, you need to develop other skill sets and explore other skill sets. Maybe find out what other things that you may be good at. What are the other forms of intelligence that maybe you are not even aware you are good at, and do that. A lot of my students, they come to me because they want to learn business skills. They want to learn what I call high income skills. Skills not only could build your confidence, skills are not taught in college, but skills that could actually generate high income for you.
Hi, this is Dan Lok. I want to share with you a lesson from Evan Carmichael's new book, Built to Serve. This section is about making money from your purpose. You have to embrace that. If you never learn how to make money from your purpose, you'll always end up needing a day job, and your purpose will become a hobby. If that sounds like a great life to you, then I'm happy for you. If not, then you need to figure out a money-making model that makes sense, one that is consistent, one that is significant, one that can pay you so you can quit your job and succeed to the point where you are providing jobs for others and helping even more people. You see, money is nothing more than a byproduct of value creation. The more people that you serve, the more successful that you will be. So to have long-term success is not just built to last or built to sell or even built to scale. It is built to serve. And this book will teach you exactly how to do that.
Thing number 3, don't be arrogant, with Jordan Peterson.
You can be interested in ideas and you can be creative. Well, that's the arrogance of the intellect, right? That's the thing the Catholic Church had warned about for centuries, is the arrogance of the intellect. So, because if you're wise as well as smart, and there is no relationship between being smart and being wise, they are not the same thing. There's no quick pathway from smart to wise. And many of the people who I've known who were very wise some of them were intellectually impaired and were still wise, you know. So it's the arrogance that brings up the block. And I see this, for example, happening in the United States in particular, because the last time I went down there, for example, I had friends down there, and some of those friends are very, very smart people. And some of them were talking about the Trump voters, and they were talking about the Trump voters with contempt. And I thought, you better watch that, because that's 50% of the damn population. And it might be convenient to think that they're stupid and beneath you, but it's not conducive to a civil state. And there's no evidence that it's true, because there isn't a straight line between intelligent and wise. And so I think that if your character is developed and you're intelligent, you can have your siloed creative community, but you develop enough wisdom so that you can see all the things that people can do that are of high ethical utility that are outside the intellectual domain.
Thing number 4, don't be limited by intellect, with Sadhguru.
Every generation tries to arrive at what is a good human being, and the next generation comes and says, that's rubbish, that's not the way we want to be, and they want to be some other way. Just to beat this, the trap of that, and they create a new trap. A new trap looks like freedom because it's a new place. After some time, you know the pain of that, and then you want to create a new one. I'm talking about employing your intelligence without the limitation of your intellect. The human existence is a phenomenal intelligence. See, right now you're here. You can't do it with your thought. You can't conduct your breath with your thought. You can't beat your heart with your thought. You can't make your kidneys and liver work with your thought, can you? No. They're way beyond your thinking process, isn't it? So I'm saying your thought is useful only for certain aspects of life. The thing is, you're taking it beyond its ambit and making it look stupid. It is not stupid, it's a wonderful process. The significance of being human, one of the significances of being human is we're capable of thought and conscious thought. It's wonderful. But a foot scale is wonderful if you're measuring your height, but not for the ocean. It's a wrong thing, that's all. Nothing wrong with the foot scale, it's very useful. If you're a tailor, it's useful. If you're a mason, it's useful. If for so many things, it's useful. But if you're an oceanographer, don't go with the foot scale, you're going to waste your time and life and come with wrong conclusions. You're trying to use your intellect beyond its ambit, that's all. So, you will end up coming to conclusions. Rather than perceiving, you're arriving at conclusions and thinking that is true. Whatever conclusions you make have nothing to do with reality. You're making conclusions with the limited data of information that you have gathered. It doesn't matter if you've eaten the libraries of the planet. Still, what you have with you compared to what the existence is, what the creation is. It is just a minuscule of knowledge. With this knowledge, you don't try to make a conclusion. It's bound to be wrong. Maybe you earned a PhD in a university, but you cannot know truth like that. You cannot know the nature of existence like that. So the best way is to open a window and simply look. You see at least one dimension of life, the way it is, not the way you think it is. Because the way you think is essentially dependent upon the limited data that you have gathered in your brain.
Thing number 5, dream bigger with Dan Pena.
Now we're going to talk a little bit about IQ. Let's just, for this example, say that we all got 100 IQ. For some of you, I'm taken away. For some of you, I'm given. Okay? Can anybody have 10 or 15 or 20 times our IQ at 100? No. Well, then why do people every day achieve 10 or 20 or 50,000 times more than we? If they can't have an IQ 10 or 20 or 30 times more than ours. Because they dream bigger than we. They dream bigger. I don't like President Obama, but I do take my hat off for one thing. Big, bodacious goals. I'm going to be the first black president as he's sucking that weed in California when he's 19 years old. That I take my hat off to him. Why don't you dream bigger? Again, wealth, risk, reward. We don't dream bigger because we've seen our parents fail. We've seen our grandparents fail. We hear about failures.
Thing number 6, generate energy with Brendan Burchard.
Your job is take that low level of energy and convert it into a higher level of energy. Who's an entrepreneur in this room here? You ever heard that definition of entrepreneurs? They take one level of value and they 1+ it into a higher level of value, and that's why they get paid so much. It's about taking value and amplifying it. Well, energy is that way too. But what we do is we blame energy. My energy is this way because, listen, if you saw my schedule the last 6 months, you would cry for me, Argentina. You'd be like, how is he still standing and running around here like a little Energizer bunny? How is he doing that? Because everything over the last couple months, you'd be like, oh, that's not possible. It's because I don't hope to have energy. I generate energy. We can all generate energy on command.
And thing number 7, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is execute with Eric Thomas.
Only 12% of the world are natural executors. Only 12% of the world. And I looked at the numbers like, yo, that's kind of crazy, but I get it. They so demanding that if it was 50% of them, it would be crazy. If you had to deal with that personality, it would be a lot that had to deal with 50% of the world is that, right? So less than 12% of the world are executors naturally. So what happens is they come in the room and they're not trying to be, negative, but they sell you this stuff. They tell you to do this stuff and it's naturally in them. And then you go home and like, why can't I do it? Because they're not thinking about you and who you are as a person. So the reason why I put that music on, because some of you, it's going to be so hard to do. So when you get on the phone and you got to negotiate and you don't really like doing it, then you need to put the music on. Like some of you put it on, coach, when they're working out, but that's a workout. For some of you, negotiating conflict is a workout. But what you cannot do is you cannot be bound by these numbers. Just because you weren't born with it naturally doesn't mean you can't take your girl to California. Doesn't mean you can't buy her a high percentage of vitamin D pills and we hit it. It doesn't mean that you can't get her to exercise a little bit to get some of that's what's not natural moving.
Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? When you watch a video and you just get motivated, the sign says you have a 35% chance of actually following through. That's not good enough, Believe Nation. We got to take action. But when you get motivated and then you create a specific plan of action for when and how you're going to do it, your number jumps from 35% to 91% chance of following through. And when you commit to somebody else, like posting down here in the comments below, that number jumps to 95%. I want to know your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week. Put it down in the comments below so you can follow through and I can celebrate you. The problem isn't that you're not a genius, that you're not talented, that you don't have wisdom and abilities and resourcefulness, and that you're not Michael Jordan. That's not the problem. The problem is you're not focused. You're not doing the things that you need to do. I just came back from Video Marketing World in Dallas, and I was being asked about where to spend your time, which social media sites to spend time on. And I think this is a classic example of where entrepreneurs fail. Is you're trying to do everything, and as a result, you suck everywhere and feel burnt out, tapped out, and not building momentum. If you get to the end of a week and you feel like you worked your face off, but you look back and what did I get done? If that's how you're ending a week, you worked hard and you feel like, what did I get done? You're not focused. You're switching between tasks too much. Instead of having all of these social media sites at the same time, pick one and crush it. I quoted Andrew Carnegie at my event, at my speech. My favorite quote from him is, put all your eggs in one basket and then watch that basket. Everybody's saying diversify, diversify, diversify. Have 18 different multiple streams of income. Look at the people who are a one-person show with 18 streams of income. They're making no money. You're making $10 a month from this and $25 a month from that and 18 cents from this. You're not making money. Now, as you build and scale and grow and you have a team like I do, I've got 24 people on my team, okay, great, now it might be time to diversify. But as a solo person, you can't do everything yourself. And you are a genius, you have Michael Jordan level talent at something, and that's what you need to find. And that's what you need to spend as much time as possible on until you're making money, you can invest back into your business and continue to grow. So let's look at social media. Great, pick one. Pick one, just pick one and crush it. Whether it's Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, whatever you think has the best combination of what you're good at. You know, so if you like making videos, YouTube's a great place to be. If you like writing, you can go on Twitter or Medium, right? Pick the one platform and then spend your time focused on that, because if I look at most of people's content, you look at your own content, look at what you're posting across these platforms. Are you proud of it? Would you follow you? Probably not for too many people. So stop wasting time posting mediocre garbage. And post quality in one spot and start to win there, and then leverage it, and then build a team, and then expand. Same thing with products and services and business lines. You can't do a great job servicing your customers, investing back to research and development, coming up with new ideas. You can't. Not if you're doing 18 businesses at the same time. I had a woman come out to my workshop when I was doing a tour, and this was her issue. She was in real estate and she was in network marketing and she was in 5 different business lines. She said, well, I need to diversify. Diversify what? You don't have anything yet. You're diversifying yourself out of a life, out of an income, out of a business. Where if you just had one super strong pillar that then won, you'll win. Now, the argument for diversification is, well, if one thing crumbles, you got something else. Great, but here's what people are missing. If YouTube crumbles, I'll take my skill set and go somewhere else. If my business crumbles, I'm still me. I'll take my skill set and move somewhere else. Look at Jake Paul and Logan Paul. They were on Vine. They crushed it on Vine. Top people on Vine. Vine closes down, right? Almost overnight, closes down. Great, they have a skill set. They come to YouTube and blow up and get millions of subscribers. If YouTube goes away, for me, my skill set is applicable to wherever people are going to watch video content next. If your business goes away, the skill set you've learned will go somewhere else. You haven't lost, you haven't forgotten how to do your thing. Diversification is only important when you don't know what you're doing. That's why it's a great investment strategy, because you can't control the company. If Google starts tanking because they have some lawsuit, you have no control over that. So yes, you need to diversify, right? If the US economy tanks, you should have a diversified portfolio, because you can't control that. But when you can control it, when it's your business, I'm in the line of Andrew Carnegie, who was the richest human on the planet when he was alive. And he said, put all your eggs in one basket and then watch that basket. If you want to know how billionaires think, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
The thing that you're likely to be world class at is whatever you obsessed over from, say, age 12 to 18.
As an entrepreneur, don't learn from other people how they succeed.